Welcome back to another Black Ops 6 video of the beta. If you haven't seen my previous one, go check it out after this. Today I'm going to be kind of talking about my thoughts of the beta, the goods, the bad, things that I think would change during the full release of the game, and the things I hope that would change. So let's get into this. Alright, I'm in the match that's already started, I guess, but starting with the maps. I do generally think these maps are amazing. My favorite one is probably Scud. That's probably a weird take because I do know a lot of people actually dislike Scud or don't dislike it, but they think it's the weakest link of the three giving in the beta. For me personally, I do enjoy it. I think if not that one, I think my second favorite one is Skyline. I personally do enjoy Skyline. I think all the maps are very vibrant. They have that arcadey type of feel art style. The vibrant colors, unlike the Infinity War, which is dull, gray, browns, lifeless, and depressing. This game, look at this map. Sunlight, greens, blues, reds. The color pops, and so do the characters. So, in my opinion, the maps so far, the color, the graphics-wise, of the maps and visuals of the maps are really, really good. And honestly, they play well. I do personally like these. There are some flaws of each map. I do think some points can be camped on a lot, but other than that, they are really fine. I do personally think these are the better maps of recent Call of Duties. Moving on from the maps and the map selection, also too, the weapon selection given to us in the beta, honestly is really fun. I do think that the guns given are really cool, especially the newer ones that we haven't seen in a Call of Duty, at all. For example, the Jackal PDW is pretty cool, in my opinion. I think, I really did enjoy that gun, even though I do think it is basically the meta gun of the beta, as I'm still playing it. But I do personally think that it is cool. I like the XM4. I just hate that it's not a commando build, the iron sights wise. Because again, my favorite design of a gun is commando with the arm ceiling wrapped around the barrel. I do think that is the best design for the commando. I wish they would bring that design back and less of the M16 build. But I personally do enjoy the weapon selection. It is really good. Moving on from weapon selection, graphics. Dude, the graphics I think in every modern Call of Duty are just killer. Sometimes it can be a little bit too good. That makes hard to see people, but the graphics in this game are amazing, as you can see. And maybe not for my videos the best, but the graphics in this game are actually really, really good. In my opinion, I do personally enjoy that. I do personally think the graphics in this game are all amazing. And I think from here on out, from the modern Call of Duties till the very, very future, I do think that Call of Duty graphics are just gonna get better and better. If not, at least be here at a standstill here, because I honestly don't think how you can get better from these graphics when they are trying to get so lifelike. But I do personally think the graphics in this game are really good, especially since their last game that Treyarch made was Cold War, which is obviously I think is a graphical difference from any other Infinity War to Sledgehammer game. I also think another thing as well is that the weapon noise, haven't talked about it, but the weapon sounds and noises the gunshots that are made are so unique to every gun. No gun sounds the same. I think those are emphasis on the guns too, during COD Next was just how the guns sounded and how they wanted them to sound. And honestly, I feel like they knocked that out of the park. Honestly, I feel like they did really, really good on the gun sounds. Then moving on from that, I talked about Ninja in my last video, about basically I didn't see Ninja in the beta, so it might not be in the full game, but I think it is going to be. But regardless, honestly, I don't think you need it too much. I feel like the audio is actually really solid in this game, at least footstep wise. It doesn't sound like Godzilla is just walking right behind you when they're 15 meters away. I actually the footstep audio thing is actually really good. I think it's more on the quiet side, so I feel like they might nerf it a little bit by making it a little bit louder. But regardless, I still think it's pretty good. And I still do think that the Ninja should be in the game, but the option that the footsteps are at least on the better side of the hearing, where it's harder to hear footsteps. You can still hear them, but you really need to listen, I think is a great addition to the game. I feel like footsteps should be like this, moving on forward, unlike the Infinity Wars where it's you have 10 Godzillas just behind you and across the map and you can still hear it. So footstep audio, I think right now as it stands is a W, if not maybe just a very, very, very little bit louder. Then moving on from that, I think the auto lean feature is really good. Hold up, let me aim right here. Let me do it with my pistol. Look at this. I do think the auto lean is really good in this game, and it feels natural. I don't know why. It really does feel natural. But the auto lean feature does feel really natural, and I do think the way the oh my gosh, I can't. Basically, the way they put it in the game, dude, is really good. I personally do think that they did it really well. It feels natural, if that makes sense. It does feel really, really natural. And just it feels like a little nice addition to the game. And I don't think it takes away from the game. Another thing that I'm gonna talk about movement wise Alright, but moving on from that, I think Human Shield, like I'm gonna start getting into like a little bit of the goofy stuff about this game that I do really enjoy. Like I do think Human Shield is hilarious. And the fact that you can talk to the person that you're human shielding, dude, I love it, dude. It is like, this is what Call of Duty needs, that fun stuff, you know? Like things that make the game fun. That's all I care about, is just having fun. And that is something that I think will be fun. Like it's happened to me before already in the beta. It's happened to me. I couldn't stop laughing, dude. It was just hilarious, just like seeing just like wow. Like I understand people might get salty, like, oh, I got, you know, like a human shield, like for example, executions. But when people get executed in Call of Duty, they just rage quit. Literally, they will just rage quit. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of that sometimes. All right, I am guilty of that sometimes. It is just fun having something different in the game and something that like allows you to have freedom, you know. And it's just fun. It is just overall fun to have in the game. Like I do see it as a good. Overall, I am literally just loving the feel of just human shields and like how that's implemented in the game, because you're not gonna see it often. Let's be honest. How often are you gonna really see human shields, especially in a respawn type of game mode where like all the maps are small to medium? You're not really gonna see it that much, but when you do, it's fun. It's funny and fun. Another thing from the goods that I personally do enjoy is map voting. That's like a small one, but map voting is back, at least in the beta. The beta, there is a, what's called the way to map vote, so hopefully they keep it that way for the full game. Map voting, I think, needs to come back. It was in MW3, I think, like the last Call of Duty that was released. And then it was also, I think, in MW2. If not, I think, I could be mistaken, but I think it was. And then also to map voting is just, I think, needs to stay. I think they're bringing it back, which is amazing. I do think that it does need to stay, because like if it's in MW3 and it's in this game, like Infinity Ward, you have to bring it back, right? I think everyone loves map voting, because I don't think anyone's gonna be like, you know, I hate map voting. You know, I don't want it in my game. Take it out of here. Like I think everyone's like, you know what, we want map voting back. I want to have the option to you know, play the maps that I want to. And then wrapping up my goods with two goods is what's called a winner circle. I really do like the winner circle concept. I do think it's like, I don't think it's different. Obviously, it was in Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3, I think. But still, I think it's just goofy, fun. You can shop for emotes and all that stuff. So I do think it is fun. That was called, but I do think sometimes, like, I think it can last a bit long. So I think maybe they shorten the timer, give you an option to leave the winner circle and not just you're stuck there. I think that would be a nice addition. But overall, as a concept of winner circle, I do enjoy it a lot. And I do hope that it does come back in other games. Then for my last and final good is going to be Omni Movement, dude. I am really loving Omni Movement so much, to be honest. Like, it is amazing. Like, how they implemented Omni Movements is so seamless. Like, I felt like it could have been a thing since, like, the early Call of Duty days. Like, the way they put it in the game is amazing, in my opinion. Like, I love the way that they put it in the game. And I hope it stays for other Call of Duties. I hope that Infinity Ward doesn't take away movement. Dude, honestly, it is really good. And the thing is that's crazy too is that, like, you don't need Omni Movement in this game to succeed. Like the thing that like is crazy, like, there is gonna be skill back for Omni Movement, but like, it isn't like make or break for like, all right, I'm gonna be a good player because I need Omni Movement. Like, no, you can still be a good player and still have Omni Movement. Like, literally, like, it is insane that like Omni Movement is just this good implemented in its first Call of Duty. Like, I do think that there's gonna be some like exploits like of the game, but personally, I do think it is good. And that's basically all my goods. Like, Omni Movement is a good, but those could be us. But honestly, I do personally think Omni Movement is good. And those are going to be basically all my goods. Now let's just get into like the bads of the game that I personally think are like kind of like not really good for the game. Starting off with mounting. I will stand and die on the hill. I hate mounting so much. It does not need to be a multiplayer thing. It hinders gameplay. It encourages camping because you can just sit behind a corner mounting with a head glitch. It is stupid. I hate it. I think it should be a campaign thing. If it's just a campaign thing, good for it. I don't think it's a multiplayer thing. I don't think it's necessary for multiplayer, especially too because it encourages camels to be like, get 150 mounting kills. And if it does encourage what's called the camels, then why have it in the game? No one's gonna use it besides campers. So it's like, why have it in the game? There's literally no reason to have it, in my opinion. I don't think it needs to be in the game at all. I will die on the hill that mounting doesn't need to be in a multiplayer game. And maybe I'm alone here, and if you guys don't agree with me, I understand that. That is my opinion. I just don't think that it needs to be in the game, personally. Another negative for this game is the score streaks. I think the score streaks, what's it called? One, I hate that this game doesn't have an option to make score streaks and kill streaks, because I think like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 had an option where you could like actually make, you had the option to have a kill streak where like it's 7 kills for like, let's say a VTOL, but then it could be like 750 score for a VTOL, you know? Like, so it's like they gave an option to have both. I don't think this game has an option yet unless it comes out during the full release. But so far that doesn't have an option, so I do kind of hate that. And also, dude, the cost of the score streaks is insane. A UAV costs a 7 kill streak, dude. You need to go on a 7 freaking kill streak to get a UAV. I understand maybe so like, you know, like so people don't spam UAVs, but it's like still, dude, that's insane. I think it's also to encourage like the personal radar thing, and it's like, dude, that's kind of giving me ghost flashbacks of like the sitcom inbound, sitcom inbound. It's like, dude, if you're gonna encourage the personal, like let's say like you're encouraging the personal radar, and let's say for example everyone on one team is running it, it's like at that point might as well just have a UAV, because at that point everyone's just having radar on their mini map. Like, I don't think they saw the vision there, but like I personally think that the score streaks are way too high. Maybe tweaked a little bit. If you're gonna have it high, at least make UAVs like a 6 kill streak, not 7. Because yes, 1 kill does make or break a kill streak, right? That literally 1 kill can either get you a nuke or not. Another thing I hate is disbanding lobbies. This isn't just a Black Ops 6 thing. It's a modern Call of Duty thing. Disbanding lobbies are so dumb. Because say for example, let's say like you know, you're having a rivalry. Like I feel like disbanding lobbies takes away from the community. Because one, like I tried. Like after recording last video, you know, talking to other people, you know, like in the game lobby, no one talked. Literally, no one talked, and I think that's mainly because disbanding lobbies. I don't think they care to talk, because like, why would I talk to a person knowing that I'm never gonna see them again in the lobby? You know, like it doesn't matter what's gonna happen; they're gonna be gone the next game. So I do personally think that disbanding lobbies, I'm not for them. I think that disbanding lobbies are dumb, and I do think that just staying in a lobby should be back, you know, or at least like an option to have that like come back. Should be a thing. Another minor kind of bad thing about this game is the death animation. Basically, like when you die, the camera angle that you get is so disorienting, and like it's so weird. Like honestly, like the tracking of the camera when you die, it is just odd. Like I don't know what they did, I don't know how they messed it up, but it is just weird overall. And I'm assuming they will fix it maybe over time, because I think like during the alpha gameplay or like the league gameplay, like it did look weirder than what it was shown now. So I do think that they're actually going to fix it. Oh crap. Like, I do think they're actually going to fix it. Maybe they will, but just as it stands right now during the beta, it is weird. Like, it is weird. I do personally think it is. And hopefully it does get fixed. And my final negative of the Black Ops 6 beta and just the game is the spawns. This isn't just a Black Ops 6 thing. This is just every single new Call of Duty's problem. The spawns. They figured out every Call of Duty some way to make the spawns worse and worse. Literally worse and worse. I don't understand how they do it, but it seems like they have scientists in the kitchen saying, hey, let's make the worst spawns manageable. Let's not do it worse. Let's do it in the worst Call of Duty ever. Because that's what I feel like they're doing. Like, I feel like they somehow, like, make it worse and worse somehow. Like, I just don't understand how they do it. I really don't. There'll be multiple times where, like, you'll spawn in front of a person or in front, like, or, like, person, like an enemy will spawn in front of you. It makes no sense. I don't understand how they make it like that. Like I don't understand how they don't just implement the spawning from old Call of Duties where like you can spawn if someone's looking that way or if someone's close to that area. Like I don't understand like that logic, how they like don't realize that. And the regret I have with this game is that assist count as kills. I hate that. I don't personally like that at all. I just personally think that assists don't need to be kills, honestly. Like they don't. If I don't get that kill, don't give it to me. Simple as that. Like I honestly don't think it needs to be a kill. That's like just a small negative for me though. That is very small, probably just my opinion. But I just don't think that needs to be a thing. And then now getting into like the stuff that doesn't make or break the game, I see like these would be the neutrals. Probably starting off with weapon balancing. Obviously like it's the beta, not everything's gonna be figured out yet, at least for guns wise. So I do think the balancing needs to be a lot better, because like a lot of the lobbies are just the Jackal PDW. I'm not lying. I do think that they really do need to fix the meta, because one, some of the guns feel like weak. Holy crap. Some of them do, like it is just insane, and then just also other ones just feel insanely strong, like the Jackal PDW, and everyone's using the Jackal PDW. That's all everyone's using. So I do think weapon balancing needs to be tuned a little bit, and I did talk about this earlier, but Ninja, Ninja's not in the beta, and it might be in the full game, but I just hopefully it is in the game, and it's not gonna break a game if Ninja's not in the game, because the footstep audio so far is actually really good. It's not like freaking you're walking on bricks. Like it seems like actual footsteps, you know. Moving on from that, weapon leveling I think also needs to be fixed. Or like not needs to be fixed, but I just think that the pace it's as like is like literally at a slug. Like I do feel like leveling, like I feel like leveling is just like it's all right, like at where it's at right now. But I feel like it can be just adjusted a little bit more. Like let's say if weapon leveling is at a 1.0, like XP rate, I think it needs to be like at a 1.15. And I think that would just be the sweet spot for it. Moving on from that, tac sprint I think is a little bit slower. Like to me, tac sprint feels slow. I don't know why, but it does. And I feel like they maybe need to turn it up, because I feel like the tac sprint is basically the same speed as just sprinting. And if that's the case, why not just make sprinting the same speed as tac sprint, you know? And take out tac sprint. And I think the final neutral that is, in my opinion, a good thing is the knife slot. Like yes, it's different. I think this is just different just to be different. Literally, like I don't think it's necessary, because like they could have just easily just added the melee as a knife instead of making a knife its own category. Because Because if you hold out your melee button, basically if you hold the melee button down, basically you're able to run like CS:GO, like Valorant, like Apex, just with a knife out. Like you're literally able to do that. Like you're able to sprint for I think like it's the fastest sprint in the game. So like you're literally just able to do this as long as you want. You could like literally have just like basically I think infinite sprint too. I think you could literally just have infinite sprint as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys want more Black Ops stuff content when it comes to, or like, you know, more of the beta, comment that down below. And also comment down below, you know, things you liked about the beta so far and things you hated about the beta and things, you know, that like you think are interesting about the beta. But have a wonderful day. Bye bye.